Hey everyone, with everything that's been happening, I hope you're well and staying safe. Almost a year and a half of COVID-19 and the cases are still rising in certain countries, and because of that, Zoom meetings have really become the bread and butter of many workplaces, classrooms, and even in families. Well, in my opinion, I think Zoom or video calls is a convenient replacement for a face-to-face contact. But just like meeting someone face-to-face, it's still important to look good and professional. So in today's video, we talk about 4 ways to look better in any video call, be it Zoom, Skype, or Facetime. Let's go. Alright, first things first, lighting. Your main light, aka the key light, should always be in front of you, so your face is nicely lit. Alright, for this example, I'm going to use my window as a natural light source. Avoid having your main light behind you or this is going to happen. Our cameras and webcams have auto exposure, and in this particular setting, it will literally turn you into a silhouette. Another type of light you want to avoid is this type of light, also known as the side light. Just like the name suggests, this type of light causes light to shine on only one side of the face, and that causes harsh shadows on the other side of the face. And the last light to avoid is the overhead light, which is any light source right above you. I don't know, you can see for yourself. I think the only thing good about this type of light is it enhances your wrinkles and imperfections. With that said, always have your key light in front of you, ideally coming from a natural light source like a window with sheer curtains to help diffuse the light. Having direct sunlight is going to be too harsh on the skin, and having a little bit of diffusion is going to help soften the skin. See the difference? If you're unfortunate like me who don't really have a window in front of your workspace, that's completely fine. You can always replicate this using artificial light like a lamp. One small tip is to use daylight bulbs instead of those orange tungsten bulbs, because that's going to make you look very distracting. Having a key light is a start, but it's sometimes not sufficient, so it's best to actually see how it turns out on Zoom or the video application. Alright, for this example, you can see that the only light source in my room is in front of me, and because of that, it's causing my face to look really bright. And one small tip to even it out is to actually have another light source behind you, and in this case, I'm just going to turn on my ceiling lights. Much better. And yes, you're right, my ceiling lights are an overhead light, but in this case, those lights are actually behind me, so you're not going to see those shadows forming on my face. Tip number 2, positioning. Just like taking selfies, you want to have the best possible angles and positioning when you're in a video call. Having your camera or webcam positioned on the bottom is going to be unflattering, distracting, and it's going to expose your double chin and your nostrils, and nobody wants to see that. Alright, so what you want to do is actually position your camera to be slightly above eye level with a slight tilt downwards. Small changes, but massive differences. But I get it, most laptops have built-in webcams, so you can't really move the position of the webcam, but in this case, you can always put your laptop on top of a box or those stacks of A4 size papers. Another tip is to make sure you're in the frame. Just like your clothes, it's all about the proportions, and it's no different for Zoom. So what you want to avoid is to have empty spaces in the frame or having some parts of your face cut from the frame. If your face is dead center on the frame, it's a good indication. All you gotta do is tilt your camera downwards and you're good to go. Tip number 3, your appearance. Before COVID, we would actually dress up for work and would actually put in the effort to look the part. And now that majority of us are working from home, we don't really need to put in as much effort as we used to. But that doesn't mean we should neglect our appearance completely. No, I don't mean going full suit and tie, but we gotta be presentable and appropriate. You're attending the Zoom meeting for a reason. Be it a client meeting, conducting a yoga class, or even attending a virtual classroom. You gotta remember to dress the part. So comb your hair, wash your face, and put on some decent and non-distracting clothing on the top half. Do whatever you want on the bottom half, just be sure you don't stand up and expose yourself. A little effort like this goes a long way. Alright, last but not the least, we have tip number 4, have an intentional background. Be sure your background is nice and neat because it can really get distracting. The last thing you want to do is to actually have a pile of dirty laundry visible to everyone in your Zoom meeting, because that is not only embarrassing, but it's going to tell everyone that you're not the most responsible person. We have to be self-aware. When we turn on our cameras, we're actually allowing the other person to actually have a glimpse of our personal space. Try finding an area where there's little to no distractions at all, But if you have no choice, you can always add the blur filter or backdrop that Zoom provides. Or if you want to take it to the next level, you can always add a green screen. So that's it everyone, a quick video on how to look better in video call. If you learned something new today, be sure to smash that like button so this video goes out to more people so I can continue to create more content like this for you guys. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe for weekly content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, stay dapper.